Hey YouTube, I've made this video before, but I didn't have a chance to upload it yesterday, so I'm going to try and remake it today, because I wanted to kind of make it live or whatever, like the day of. Excuse me. I'm out here at the gym, about to go in and do a little workout and get a shower in, but just wanted to fill you in on some things that's going on. I have to make a decision or figure something out. I'm feeling better about it today for some reason, but 2 days ago it just really weighed heavy on me. And I started trying to make this video then, but every time something would happen, so hopefully this one will make it up. But basically, if you've watched my videos over like the past month and a half or so, you probably heard me say that I heard a little noise, and I was trying to be proactive and get that figured out before something happened on the road, because within a month I'm supposed to be leaving to go basically halfway across the country and start working at a job out there. It's not going to be paying a whole lot, but it's going to be a lot of adventure, a lot of good times, and a good experience for what I want to do, which is travel and work while I travel and things like that. So I'm really excited about it, really looking forward to that. But then I go to this situation. The reason why I'm making this video right now is to really get it off my chest and just talk out loud and really hear it, and to kind of break things down for myself. And I just thought I'd fill y'all in, like I said. So basically, the past month and a half, I've taken it to a few different mechanics. The first mechanic I took it to get them to look it over and make sure everything was good for my trip. They did a few things, and that happened over my spring break, which that video is coming soon. But it didn't fix the noise. So then I took it to like my mechanics that I knew, and they all said the same thing. Just by telling them what was going on. And then I had one of them, his buddy that works with him at their shop. He's dealt with these types of vans a lot, and I think his dad dealt with him a whole lot and stuff. So he got in, wrote with me, can hear the noise, and told me what he thought. And they all said the same thing. But as a confirmation, like a last last diagnosis, I went to another shop this week, and that's when it really weighed heavy on me, just when he told me. But again, he told me the same thing, so I already knew this, but it was just, I guess, like a confirming thing, like, this is what it is, and I gotta figure it out, like, what I'm gonna do next. So basically, I was told that it's a lower engine, not lower end knock on my engine or whatever. And sounds like a bearing. So, yeah. And my only two options were to replace it or rebuild it. And well, if you know and you hear about a knock, you already know, like, that's your engine, and that's expensive. I don't know of anything else in a vehicle that can be more expensive or time-consuming or important to your vehicle other than the transmission, and total loss of your vehicle or a huge accident or something. If it was the transmission, which I thought it was at first, it would have been fixed within a weekend. I had planned on that. Like I said, I was trying to be so proactive as I could in this, and had a guy lined up that day I thought it was. Found a transmission. He was going to go pay for the transmission, and the one mechanic was like, I asked him to just listen to the van, check on it for me, and he said, you know what, I would love to sell you a transmission, but I don't think it's the transmission. I think it's the engine. So I didn't buy the transmission, but I would have had that fixed. That wouldn't have even been a problem if it was a transmission. But of course, it wasn't. So it's bigger than that and more expensive, more time consuming. Basically, I got a quote for the labor cost of putting an engine in, taking one out, putting one in, and I got a little bit more than $1,700. It's just in labor. And I don't have that right now. So, yeah. What are my other options? Well, basically, in trying to figure things out, I hit a bunch of people up, and this one guy had found a frame that had a motor on it. They basically just took the body off of the frame for a project, and they had the frame and the motor, and they wanted it out their yard. Had 197,000 miles on it, but ran good. I think they were like mechanics or something, or the children of a mechanic or something like that. So I got a guy to go pick up the frame for me, and they could keep the frame, and I just wanted the motor. And so that happened. So I have a motor, and I got it for really cheap. Like, he just said make an offer, asked him how much he wanted for it, and then I counter offered, and basically I got it for $300. So I mean, that's pretty good. But like I said, the labor cost, like, I don't have that right now, and if I did, like, the time that it's gonna take them to put it in at a shop. So that's my predicament right now. I've been stressing. I've been trying to figure things out. Like I said, I leave in almost less than a month, actually. And so what am I supposed to do now? What are my options? Basically is what I've been thinking of. Like, what else can I do? Like, I don't have the money. I'm trying to get a little part-time job, like, or something before I leave, just to make some extra money, which I'm still going to do that, but, like, I don't have a lot of time for that, and even then, it's not like I'm going to make all that money in that time. I mean, that'd be amazing if somehow I could, but, yeah, so what are my other options, basically, is what I've been thinking about. What I've come up with is, one, risk it, get there, and fix it while I'm there. Risk it, not make it, then, get it towed there, depending on how close I am to it, or getting it towed back here, I guess, but I really wouldn't want that. Or trying to find someone at that, wherever I'm at, to fix it at that point, but I don't know about that. That's, who knows, because it would cost a few hundred to get it towed, and I would have that, and then I would get it fixed eventually when I got there. I just need more time to save a little bit more money for that type of thing. Third thing would be to get a cheap van, make sure it's mechanically sound to get me there, hang out there, save up money, do what I need to do, figure things out, and then come back eventually, by next year, early next year, and get this thing up and running, and then just, like, sell the other one or something. Or get a cheap van, throw my stuff in it, sell this one somehow, or something. I don't know who's going to want this after I've pulled everything out and did everything, and I'd be taking some of the stuff out of here more than likely. So, and I love this van. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. I don't, all the money and effort and energy, plus I love the way it drives and everything like that. I don't want to get rid of it. So, but those are my 4 options that I've come up with so far. I don't know. Maybe somebody has some other suggestions, or, I just want to get an outside perspective, because I'm me and I'm dealing with this and I know what's going on and everything, but it's nice to get an outside perspective, as well as maybe someone's been through something like this before and can give me some suggestions or something like that. Oh yeah, I guess 5th option would be to just stay here. People would be like, just, you're there, stay there, save up money, blah, 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 but you gotta understand there's no jobs really around here. They just laid off a whole bunch of people from the good jobs, and I would have to pay rent again, get a place to pay rent, and the little bit of money I'm making, I'd be paying rent, paying on this, like, trying to save up money to pay for the repairs of this, put this in a shop, and not have a vehicle at that point. Yeah, I can get a cheap vehicle, but then I still wouldn't be saving up money, because I would have to pay for all that stuff, and I'd rather not be here. I'd rather do all that stuff somewhere else, where I can venture off and see new things. I could just see that it would just be very depressing if I had to do that here. But, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, make smart decisions. But then again, I'm the type of person that's like, I'll risk it and figure it out at that point. I'm one that would love to sell everything and hop on a plane and just go to a different country for a few months and work on my online business and save up some money. But I would love to do the van thing for a little bit first before I do that. I mean, that's still in my future at some point, definitely. And I've been planning on it, actually. Like, I was going to do that before I got this job offer. But I definitely want to do this first. So that's what's going on. I mean, I'm feeling better about it today, like I said. Like, it's a beautiful day. That's going here, get a good workout in. Got my pre-workout in. But it's still a whole just unknown about this, and that's bugging me. I know it's going to work out, and I've been praying and like trying to figure things out and all that stuff. But I could use some from you all too, some positive vibes, some good prayers, whatever it is that you do. Leave some words of encouragement, like send any suggestions or anything like that is definitely welcomed. But just trying to figure some things out. I was going to do a little work on my van today up front. And it's a nice day, so I think I might get to that. It's just I don't really want to put too much more work in here if, the future's unknown. And again, with the knock too, I've heard it could last a few days, you never know, up to a few years it could go. And again, that's a large unknown gap, so I don't know. All right, well, hope you all are doing good, and I don't know, I'm gonna be editing some videos this weekend, getting some up next week, and planning on recording a few that I had lined up. I was planning on doing that today. I found out this information again, but I just wasn't in the mood that day, so it didn't happen. So I'll probably get to that, if not today, then tomorrow, shooting some video and getting those lined up while I'm figuring all this out. Because, like I said, I have a month to get everything together and figure everything out and all that good stuff, and possibly find somebody to put an engine in here if I can. Like, I don't know. It'll work out. I know. It always works out. But, how is the question. Yep. All right. Continue to shine on, and I'll talk to y'all later. Note, I'm just gonna take you with me a little bit today. Getting me some breakfast, and then heading to my uncle's house to do a little work on the van on the front, like I said. So here we go. Yeah, if you see the letters up ahead, we're kind of like branded by the university out here. I actually graduated from there, but yeah, not a lot of people are happy about that. is one thing that I'm gonna miss when I go towards the West Coast. I know not everywhere in the West Coast is dry and whatnot, but from my experience of going out there, it definitely was pretty dry, and I like the greenery. That was one thing that I missed when I was out there. If you go back and look at my video, I think it's titled something like my West Coast Adventure. I went for my birthday last year, I think. No, not last year. Last year was Miami. Year before last. I went out to the West Coast and got my little experience out there for the first time. It was cool and whatnot, but it was a lot of dry brown colors. And I like the greenery. So, yeah, that's one thing I'm going to miss. But it's all good, you know. You got to sacrifice some things to get other things, so I want some new adventure. I'm looking a little crooked there, I think. Sorry about that. So without showing you some of the stuff that I've done in the van already, because you still aren't caught up on everything, I'm going to try and do this in a smaller space. But yeah, so instead of going to get fast food for breakfast, I went by Kroger and got me some food. So I'm just going to show you like that you can eat healthy, fresh food that you make yourself for sometimes cheaper than just eating out in fast food. And one of the things that I'm focusing on while I'm in the van is to slow down and everything like that. So instead of just grabbing food and trying to go and, you know, first of all, it's not going to be healthy in the first place because there's a lot of processed, already cooked stuff that's just reheated. I'm trying to eat healthy too. So anyway, here's my receipt. I got me some egg whites, some juice, and some greens. So you can see it all came up to like a little over $6, so we'll say $7. I'm going to have a fresh breakfast with leftovers for tomorrow's breakfast as well, or some lunch or whatever. So I was going to get some tofu, which is cheaper than the egg whites, but I went ahead with the egg whites, and I'll do like a little vegetarian, vegan type of breakfast another day. Which again, you could just replace the egg whites with tofu. Fry up the tofu in a pan, in a skillet, and then, you know, chop it up like scrambled eggs. But yeah, so I have these egg whites, liquid egg whites. It says that there's 10 large eggs in here, but when I use this, I feel like it's not even, you know, that. But it could just be because I use a lot of it at one time. So I'll probably use almost half of this. I don't know, just depends on, I just estimate stuff. I don't really measure out anything, at least not right now. I just got the juice because I need something to drink and I want some good stuff in my body. I was going to get the green one, but I just went ahead with this one. And when I'm done in the van today, I'm going to be going to give you some kombucha, probiotic drink, because your gut health is very important. So I always try and get me at least one of those a week, and also take probiotic too. So yeah, I got this one that has some good stuff in there. We got some mangoes, apples, peaches, passion fruit, raspberry, and vitamin C. So got that. And here's my greens. Whenever I see these on packages, I try and go for that if I'm going to eat it like that day or the next day. Even with some meat, I would freeze it. Just get it that day and freeze it. But this I'm eating today, so it really doesn't matter, you know, if it's about to be out of date or whatever, because I'm going to be eating it today. And it was like half the price that this normally is. So basically, like I said, with the egg whites and this, I can have 2 breakfasts, or breakfast and a lunch or whatever. So yeah, so I'm going to throw some greens in my egg whites. And I have this. My friend delivers bread, so I can get me bread when I need it. Don't really want to eat a whole lot of it, but I have been eating a whole lot of it lately, just because I'm transitioning, and I'll talk about all that later, but plus it's free, so yeah. So I have this, little bagel thins, whole wheat, so I am going to put my eggs and stuff on top of that and eat it like that. Probably toast it up a little in my pan. But that's the plan. So I'm going to have fresh breakfast and actually get 2 out of 1 purchase for about $7. And also, like I said, I could have got the tofu for cheaper than the eggs, so it would have been about $5. And I didn't need the juice, but I got it anyway. And I think the juice was like almost $2. It was $2, $1.99. So you could have went with the water that you already had or something and had you a nice, fresh, healthy breakfast for like $4, if that. So it's something to look into. It's really no excuse to eat better. Like I said, trying to slow down too, so cooking your own food is good. And I mean, obviously, if you don't have time, at least try and do it the day before and then heat it up a little next day if you can. But I don't have a freezer or refrigerator in here, so can't really do that too much. I have a little cooler, but I don't really use it, at least not right now. But anyway, I'm gonna heat up this food and I'll show you the after. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna put that on my little bagel thins, and I only use, this is what I mainly just use for my eggs. Himalayan sea salt, peppercorn, and cayenne pepper. And yeah, so I'm gonna put this on there. We're gonna see how this tastes. Well, that's pretty tasty. Could use a little bit of some type of sauce or something. It's a little dry with this bread, but it tastes real good. So there you have it, my breakfast for today. And it's been raining a lot the past few days, so it kind of like made a little pond down there, so it looks a little brown and nasty. But yep, beautiful day. Gonna be working on the front of the van. Hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be pulling the seats out, putting some carpet down, and putting a swivel base seat right there today. So that's the plan. And hope you have a beautiful day as well. Continue to shine on.